to your morning commute. A lot of you were left with a big mess to clean up. And Joe, you've been out trying to figure out what flood victims should be doing right now.
Yeah, and the first thing you should do if you have flood insurance is contact the insurance company. Don't get a contractor or a car repair shop right away. If you don't have insurance, but you still have to make repairs, be careful.
An unlicensed individual's gone up on the roof and actually poked the holes in the roof and poured water down and then gone into the homeowner and said, see, like I said, it's leaking.
A true story and a good reminder. After rains and flooding, unscrupulous contractors can come knocking.
Hey, I just did a job at your neighbor's. I have leftover materials.
If they don't come to your door,
water extraction.
Tyler Palmer with the state's Registrar of Contractors says you might find them on Craigslist. Palmer's rules before hiring: get 3 estimates, check for licensing and complaints on their website, and never pay with cash. You can't trace it. Another red flag: questionable ads.
A flood cleanup, immediate help.
In all advertising, contractors must show their license number or state they're not a licensed contractor.
Licensed, bonded, and insured.
Yeah.
But then they don't show a license number.
We repeatedly found ads with no number and no statement. Repairing home damage is one thing. What if your car was flooded?
They drove through a puddle and they needed to have it towed in.
James Garnand with High Tech Car Care in Phoenix says this owner knew their car needed repairs. You may not know without getting it to a shop, but as a rule,
most of the vehicles that are driven into water and driven out of it aren't going to have a problem.
In future flooding, he says, to stay out of trouble,
you want to keep the water about the center of the wheel or lower.
If you don't know the water level, don't enter. And if you think your insurance will automatically cover flood damage, not so fast.
It's trying to determine whether it was self-induced or whether it was actually an accident that occurred.
Again, in future cases, to better your coverage chances, take pictures of other cars stuck near you. Try to show there were no flood warning signs nearby, and talk to an agent before the insurance company.
And James is a member of NARPRO. It's a group of repair shops that follow certain guidelines. There are a number of shops in the area, and they're going to give your car a free examination for flood damage if you bring your car in.
That's great. And I know you have so many people who call you and talk about contractors and getting ripped off, especially in a situation like this where some of these people kind of come out of the dark and they try to rip you off. How do you know, or what should people be looking for when it comes to hiring a contractor?
Well, I think the key is doing an internet search on them right away. I always say that before you hire anybody. Do an internet search, put complaints in there, and see if the business comes up with that. The second thing is they have to have a license if they're contracting over $1,000. So check the ROC website and make sure that they actually have it.
Yeah, what about people who don't have flood insurance?
Well, I think if there's an immediate danger, they're going to have to contact the Red Cross, because it's flood insurance that covers these repair costs and all those. Now, that could change. If this is deemed to be a disaster area, a federal disaster area. Then grants and loans could be available for these people, but that could take weeks to determine. So could be down the line. Go to abc15.com sections and let Joe know. I've got a link to NARPRO that shows the car shops involved where you can get that free inspection I talked about. If you need my help, here's how to get hold of me.
Joe, thank you.